Fitted me by saying that. I'm going to stay here and burn. You apologize to me. That's what they expect out of us, folks. Can you imagine? Folks, they have put us to sleep. We are Americans. We are Americans. How can they even hope to get away with this? We're the most aggressive and passive people on the planet. We will kick your door down and build it back for you when we're done with it. We will conquer a country and build it up and give it back to them. How can we let them come here and take this kind of attitude toward us? I spoke at a Christian high school a couple of days ago in San Diego, and I told them, they asked about the Tea Party. What about the Tea Party? What's the reason for the Tea Party? What's your motivation for the Tea Party? I said, I'm 60 years old. In 10 years, I'll be 70 years old. In 10 years, you'll be 27 years old. You'll be paying the debt this guy's putting you right now. I'm fighting this for my granddaughter. I'm fighting for my son. I told the folks there to get your calculators out and don't let anybody tell you anything you can't verify. If I tell you something, you should be able to go on the internet tonight and see if I'm a liar or not. Obama signed a TARP bill, what do you call that doggone bill? $787 billion in one signature. Let me tell you what $787 billion is not. What it is not. Let's say that Jesus Christ was born today. What's the day? October 2nd? Let's say he was born October 2nd, year 0. And I gave you $1 million every day since then. I gave you $1 million all the way through 1000, all the way through the Dark Ages, all the way through the Crusades, all the way through the Middle Ages. I gave you $1 million all the way through the founding of America, the Civil War, World War I, World War II. I gave you $1 million through the space race, the Vietnam War. I gave you $1 million until today. And you still would not have enough to cover that check he wrote for $787 billion. That's why I'm fighting. He has put this country in debt so deep. The debt that we have right now, that our children and my grandchild has right now, is greater than the debt of President George Washington through George Bush combined. They talk about the debt that George Bush left. I inherited this problem. From George Washington, the debt it took to win the Civil War, the Revolutionary War, the debt it took to win World War I and World War II, the debt it took for Vietnam War, the debt combined from Washington to Bush, he put you in debt in 1 year. If you're not angry now, you never will be angry. If you accept that, you will accept everything. I'm going to tell you why it's so hard to get your neighbors to even come here. The mentality of this abuse. Why can't they get it? Why do you go and tell them, don't you understand, you got to do it? And they look at you like you're crazy and call you names. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to explain to you what the problem is. It's real simple. Anybody here know an abused woman? Do you know one in the past? Think about this person for a second. Abused woman. If you call the police and they come and find him beating her on the front lawn, if they pull him off of her, she will get up and fight the police. If he leaves her, she will find another man just like him. If you bring a good man to her, she will reject him. She will defend that abuser. Go to work with a black eye and say, I fell down the steps. She tell her mother, I just make him mad. If I get more babies, it's not beating me. She will defend it, and you can't do anything. It's not lack of education. Honey, he's beating you up every Friday night? It's not lack of education. It's not lack of motivation. She is stuck there until she gets enough You can't do anything for her but build a safe house. So when she finally cut him, she got a place to come and be rescued. The liberals are an abused family, folks. They've been abused. They've been told that they're just a product of their mother's choice. That they're not going to be any air, any bread, any water in the future. There'll be no job. The mean white folks hate them. The rich folks hate them. Everybody hates them. They've been abused and beaten down. They are abused. And you cannot just go to your liberal friends and educate them. You got to have a safe house. This is a safe house here. You have to understand it takes building a safe house. When they finally get enough, they will pour boiling water on them and run away. I have a funny feeling the stove is on, and within a second, it's going to be poured out over them. I have a feeling you must be prepared to have in your possession the ability to take these hurt people who don't really trust you. They don't trust you. They've been told by a master how bad you are, how mean you are, how racist you are. Every problem is laid at your feet. But they have to go someplace. And they're going to be seeking and looking and coming somewhere. Make sure you're ready to say it's okay. We got this because we're Americans. The entire world is looking at us, folks. The entire world needs a free America. The entire world needs it. So I tell my grandchildren, I fight so hard so you won't have to. I struggle so long so you won't need to. Our founding fathers decided they were going to obey God. And folks, let me tell you about God. Our founding fathers did not get their courage and their motivation and their vision from just sitting around contemplating in their navel and being fascinated by small shiny objects. They had pastoral guidance, providence. Our founding fathers had pastoral guidance. They called themselves the Black Robe Brigade. And I know, you know about them? Senior citizen, she was 95 years old. She remembers the history. The Black Robe Brigade gave our founding fathers the knowledge and encouragement to stand up to the king because they knew they had a God stronger than the king. The Black Robe Brigade, when they built the Capitol, in Washington, D.C., on Sunday morning, the Capitol became the biggest church in the world. The biggest church in the world. Those same congressmen who made the laws in Congress preached on Sunday morning in your state capital, in your national capital. They said, this nation cannot prosper and cannot be free if it's ungodly. It's only made for a God-fearing people. It's only made for those of the foundation saying there's something greater than me who makes me free. And because of that, I want to sacrifice my life, my treasury, for other men. That's who made us great. This election cycle, ladies and gentlemen, this election cycle, if we get nothing else out of it, we must reclaim that foundation. That foundation. So, I encourage you to do one thing on election day. Make everybody nervous. On election day, take your Bibles to the voting booth with you. They'll be scared and nervous. I mean, because think about it now. You expect your elected officials to put their hands up and pledge on the Bible, right?